I'm going to be talking to you today about one of my favorite pieces of equipment on my Jeep. My General Grabber X3s. I'm going to be reviewing the tire today. And unlike most reviews, they didn't just go on the vehicle. This is actually going to be a review with about 66,000 miles worth of wear and tear on the tires. That's right. They have been on this vehicle for about 66,000 miles. So let's go take a look at them. So most people, when they review their tires, it's usually after they put them on, they drive around for a few days, and then they give the tire a glowing review about how great it is. It's not what we're going to do here. Now, if you want to know the short answer and you don't want to watch the whole video, they're great tires. I absolutely love them. It's my second set. I'm at probably about 120,000 miles of usage between the two sets, and I absolutely love them. But let's go into why. I'm going to talk about what I love about them, what I like about them, the few things that I don't like as much about them, and overall how they are as a mud tire. Now, the Grabber X3 is a mud tire. These are light truck rated 295/70/17, or about 33.5-inch tires. The Grabber X3 is a 10-ply tire with a load range E. They have a maximum pressure, at least these do, of 80 psi. That being said, I don't run them anywhere near that. The key to getting maximum life out of any tire is regular tire rotations. I rotate these tires about every 5,000 to 6,000 miles, and I do a 5-tire rotation each time. Now, the set does have about 66,000 miles on it, but to be fair, as I said, I do a 5-tire rotation each time. So every 5,000 or 6,000 miles, one of the tires gets rotated out for 5,000 or 6,000 miles. That being said, it's safe to say each one probably has about 60 to 61,000 on it. So let's go take a look and see what the tread looks like after all of those miles. I'm going to start with the spare tire. You can see it's still got nice deep tread. A couple of spots where there's a little bit of chunking, but that's to be expected. All of the tires pretty much have the same tread wear. I don't have any cupping on any of my tires. I don't have any abnormal wear, any abnormal tear. Now, as I'm sure you can see, my sidewalls have come in contact with stuff. This is actually from this past weekend off-roading where it was a bit rocky. The sidewalls have held up well. I don't have any cuts. I don't have any chips, anything like that. The tires are holding up very well. Let's take a look at the tread on this one. Well, we can see nothing significant in the way of any chunking or take a look at the driver's side front. It goes without saying that I'm very impressed with the amount of tread that is still on these tires. Finally, we have the driver's side rear. Same thing, no cupping, no real chunking of the blocks. Did I mention how many miles these tires have on them? So here's the big question. How do the tires perform? In a nutshell, very well. Off-road performance. In the mud, they're outstanding. I don't have any other term to describe how they are. They've gotten me out of a lot of hairy situations. The tires truly are magnificent off-road. In the sand, if you don't air them down well, 20, 18, 16 psi, they will dig in loose sand at the beach and you will sink. But they are a mud tire. They're supposed to dig. That's what mud tires do. If you air them down, you won't really ever have any problems. I've spent a lot of time out on the beach in the Outer Banks. I've had a couple of times where I almost had an uh-oh and I almost got stuck, but I was able to get myself out of it. But again, if you're going to be on the sand, you should be airing down, and if you air these tires down properly, they will do well in the sand. Wet performance. This is one that I've seen on the internet where people have criticized the Grabber X3. They've said it does not do very well in the rain. I disagree. Of the 60-something thousand miles I have on this tire, needless to say, a lot of it has been on pavement. And some of it, it's actually rained outside when I've been on the road. The tires have performed very well for me in the rain. I've had no major problems with them. I've never had any times where I've slid, lost control of the vehicle, had any trouble in turns. But again, these are not street tires, they're mud tires. They're not meant to perform in that environment. However, these do perform adequately. If you do hit standing water, the tires will pull you in that direction, so just be cognizant of that fact. In the snow, they're great. I've been on pavement in a blizzard. I've been in the mountains in snowstorms. Check some of my other videos, you'll see it. And these tires have performed swimmingly. They are fantastic in the snow. They have no problems. If you keep the tires spinning, they will sling the snow out properly. On ice, they will slip and slide a little bit on ice. If you're on a nice icy sheet of pavement, you might have some control issues. But overall, they perform well in the snow and on ice. On the pavement, how do they do? Well, a lot of my miles have been on the highway. They perform well. They're very reactive to tire pressure. If you run a higher tire pressure on the highway like I do, I usually run 40, 42 PSI. People are like, that's way too high. No, it's not. I have 60-something thousand miles of tire wear to tell you otherwise. I run a high pressure because I try to keep a little bit of semblance of gas mileage. You will feel all the bumps on the highway. When you go down a pothole-ridden road, it will jar the fillings out of your teeth. But their performance on pavement is very good. Road noise is not terrible. When I first got them, there was a noticeable but not obnoxious amount of road noise. As the tires have worn, the noise has gotten louder. It is still manageable. I can still have a phone conversation in the vehicle and the voice of the person I'm talking to doesn't get drowned out, and the person I'm talking to is not saying, hey, what are you saying? I can't hear you. There's too much noise in the background. It is a mud tire. You are going to hear it on the highway. I'm not going to try to tell you that you won't, but as far as mud tires go, the noise, it's not bad, especially at 60-something thousand miles now. It's really not bad. Now, something about tires that not many people tend to keep in mind when they do reviews when they first get them. A tire's behavior and its properties change throughout the life cycle of the tire. How it behaves when you first put it on there versus 10,000 miles versus 20,000 miles versus 50 and beyond is not the same. They will change as the tread wear changes and as the diameter of the tire changes. Throughout the life cycle of these tires, which are now over 60,000 miles, it hasn't changed that much. They've gotten a little bit louder, not a lot, but other than that, they continue to perform admirably. Now, I know I'm giving a glowing review of these tires and I'm telling you how great they are. And someone is thinking, how much is General Tire paying him to say that? Nothing. I am not sponsored by General Tire. They're not paying me. I have no relationship with them. Although I really wish I did. I paid for these tires out of my own pocket. I bought them at J&L Automotive in Chesapeake, Virginia. Check Jimmy out if you're in the area. And it is my second set. I had a set on my last Jeep, my WJ Jeepasar, and they performed well on there, and they've performed even better on here. So one thing I don't particularly like about the tire, but it's going to be any mud tire, any tire with large blocks of tread. They will pick up all the little rocks, and when you pull back out on the pavement, they are like little missiles that come flying out. I can't hold it specifically against the Grabber X3 because they all do it. Now, I have little doubt that someone's going to watch this and they're going to say, there's no way that tire has got over 60,000 miles on it. Well, they do. I bought this Jeep, the Defiant, at the end of July of 2021. It's my third Jeep. It had about 43,700 miles on it. As of today, in April of 2023, it has 111,800 miles on it. I drive a lot. I got these tires the third week that I own the vehicle. It had just south of about 45,000 miles on it when I got it. So these tires have been on here continuously since about 45,000 miles all the way up to 111,000 miles. And again, the key is rotation. I rotate these things religiously. Somebody's going to watch this review and they're going to think, well, I have a Toyo or a Cooper and those tires are great, I love those, and that's fine. There's a lot of really good tires out there. Before I switched to General, I ran Cooper, I ran the ST Max and the Discoverer Adventurer AT3, I'm sorry. They were great tires, particularly the ST Max. It was phenomenal as far as hybrid tires go, but I did make the switch to General and I don't regret it. If that's not your preferred brand, if Cooper or Toyo or Nitto or whoever is your preferred brand and you love them, that is a-okay, because I truly don't think there is any one best tire. There's a handful of really great tires, and a lot of those manufacturers make really great tires. If you have a tire that you feel as strongly about as I do about the Grabber X3, I would love to hear about it in the comments. Tell me about the tire, tell me why you like the tire. Now, I am not a mall crawler by any means, nor am I a rock crawler. If you watch my videos, you'll notice that I'm on a wide array of surfaces. Many of my videos are dirt and gravel roads. I'm also on mud. I do go over some rocks. A lot of Florida sand, a lot of Florida mud, a lot of Virginia mountains. I've been on a wide array of terrain, and these tires have performed well on all of them. I have gotten my money's worth out of them, and I'll definitely be spending my money on them again when it's time to replace my tires. I hope that this video has been helpful to you. I hope that it helps you make a decision on your tires. I felt that it was only fair to do a right and proper review with significant wear on them, rather than just popping them on and telling you, oh man, they're so great, I've had them on for 500 miles, I can't complain. That's a different animal. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and check out my other videos. You can see the tires in action quite a bit. Until next time, this has been Defiant Off-Road.